We're going to jump into the second part of trust agents. And so we're going to cover two characteristics. This one is called make your own game. And what is make your own game? Make your own game is about gate jumping. And gate jumping is what happens when you find a better way to do things while everyone else is too busy to notice. It's not about trying to find innovative ways to improve your brand or business on the web. It's about understanding the tools to let you do this at your disposal, and that most of them are free. So let's look at some examples. So there's three ways to play the game. There's playing, there's hacking, and then there's programming. Everybody's played a game before, right? How do you learn how to play the game? You just start playing. And keep in mind, we're talking about the advantage of taking advantage of systems, not taking advantage of people. And you've always got to consider what's right and wrong when it comes to this stuff. Just like playing a game. There are rules. There may not be written rules, but there's understanding of what you should be doing. So let's talk about playing. Playing is about figuring out the rules. And we have traditional rules, ones that are written down, and then there are house rules. And the easy example I can give you is the board game Monopoly by Milton Bradley. We play that every day, right? So we probably don't really play the board game anymore. But y'all played Monopoly. What happens when you pass go? Okay. That's the written rule. What's the house rule? $400. You make your own rule. We're gonna give $500. Well, made your own. And how do you learn that? You learn that by playing, because it takes a long time to play Monopoly, right? Like 6-7 hours if you follow the written rules. So we made up so many house rules. Monopoly knew this. They didn't want it to just be another board game. They wanted you to turn it into whatever game you wanted it to be. So hacking. That's hacking. Hacking is finding alternatives for traditional use of the system and modifying the conditions of the system that you're in. In Monopoly, if you wanted to shorten the amount of time it takes to play the game, what could you do? Well, don't say cheat. You could give everybody houses or hotels immediately. So as soon as they bought property, boom, I can put up a house or a hotel. Because how long does it take to get a house? Y'all remember the written rules? You have to own all 3 properties, and you got to buy 4 houses, and you can trade them in for a hotel. You do the return on that, you're like, God, you got to land on St. James Place 12 times before I can even afford a hotel. I mean, it takes forever. So you want to speed it up, you can change the rules. And it's not, hacking isn't cheating. It's just playing the game differently than it was designed. Programming is starting from a completely new angle with your own everything. It's about trying something new, seeing what happens. We are humans. We like to tinker with things. We like to play around. Well, guess what? We don't play Monopoly forever, right? We play something, we play with it, we figure it out, and then we move on. Programming is about trying something different, trying something new. Do not go where the path may lead you. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Who said that? Daniel Hill? Oh. Y'all don't know who said this? Emerson. That's pretty close. So what I want y'all to be thinking about today is, what game or games are we playing in real estate?
Beat the clock.
Beat the clock. The listing game. We're playing the lead game. Who can get the most leads? Who can find the most buyers?
Technology game.
Technology game. Who can have the marketing game? There are lots of different games we can be playing. Who are we competing against? Ourselves, other agents. Are you competing against Zillow? Realtor.com. And you got to understand what game you're playing, who you're playing with, and if they've set the rules. Can you make your own house rules? Do you need to play their game the same way? But you got to learn how to play the game better than your competition. So how do we play the real estate games better than our competition? You got to start playing the game with video. I'm going to show you why you've got to do that and why you'll win if you do. YouTube videos beat Zillow on Google. Hashtag winning. Y'all know who that is, right? Try to make a picture. YouTube beats Zillow that's on Google. Y'all remember that TV show? Was it Pictionary?
Yeah.
Okay. I tried. So what I did, what do buyers do? They drive past a property, they see something. Now we know on Google we can enter in exactly what we want to see or find, and we're going to get results. So consumers are typing in the exact address. So what I did, I typed in one of our listings, 149 Westmoreland Road. Do any of these look different?
You got a 231?
These really catch your attention. They don't really stand out from one another. And if I'm searching and if I see, generally what happens is people click on what they're familiar with. If I'm familiar with Trulia, Zillow, Waddell, I'm going to click on that because why?
You're familiar.
I'm familiar, I trust it, I know that's probably going to have information that I'm looking for. Whoops. Now I typed in another address, 2721 Sawgrass Lane, Phoenix City. What's different?
That's a video.
That's a picture.
That's right.
That's a video.
So this agent, Kim Mixon, created a video, not a virtual tour, a video of this listing. This is the actual title on YouTube. Home for sale, 2721 Sawgrass Lane, Phoenix City, Alabama. So now I entered that into Google. Google owns YouTube. So it's checking YouTube for relevant content to see if it should display that in the search results. So it did. Now, when I talk about beating Zillow and Realtor.com, I don't mean being we don't have billions of dollars to get that placement in number one. But this is the first page. It's the third position, and it's standing out on its own. What does matter, though, is it's an actual video. Not, at some point, YouTube, I feel, is going to limit slideshows because people want to see real video. So how much did it cost that agent to do that? They have to know how to do it. If you don't know how to do it, then yeah, it's going to cost you some money because you got to pay somebody. And there are people that will do that for you. But the longer you put this off and learn how to use video, the more time you're giving your competition to catch up, or worse, leave you in the dust. 5 years from now, will everyone be able to afford a videographer to video their home? I don't know. But 5 years from now, my daughter will be 11. You can bet I'm going to find a way to give her an allowance, tax-free, to pay her to go do something related to real estate. Here is filing something. Some of these tasks, the younger generations are growing up doing. And if we didn't grow up doing, we've got to find a little time to figure out how we can do it. Or find someone that can do it for you. But you got to understand how that relates to your business. And a lot of these things are free. They don't cost any money. But I want to challenge you to look at the free ones that can really catapult your business. And so hopefully you won't just sit there, start playing with some video. Video your pets. Video your children, your grandkids. Just get comfortable using your phone to shoot video. It is amazing when I look over the sideline coaching U6 soccer and there's at least 5 parents with their phones out. Thinking, why wouldn't you just get a tripod and then you can just watch your kids play soccer? I mean, It's so easy to do. People don't think about it. They're not trying to produce something. This technology has changed so much, like that camera I showed you today. You won't even need a tripod. It's perfectly stable. You could walk through a house. It captures great images. Shoots pictures too. But it's pretty hard to just pick up that new device if you haven't started using the basic one. So you got to start tinkering with something. And know that winning with video is really easy. All you have to do is just start playing with it. So I appreciate y'all making time to be here today, and I look forward to seeing some videos from you soon, right? Thank you.
Y'all leave.